Hey, Bill O'Reilly here. Welcome to the No Spin News, Tuesday, May 17, 2022. Stand up for your country. This is an important program for all of you watching and listening on the radio. If you are a truth seeker, remember, a lot of people who, as Jack Nicholson once said, can't handle the truth. But that does not concern us here. So, pen, paper, I'm going to give you a lot of amazing information tonight. And President Biden goes to Buffalo. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Saturday, 10 killed, 3 wounded in a Buffalo shopping center. Horrible crime. And 11 of the victims black, 2 white. A racist kid, 18 years old, did it. And he's in custody. Peyton Gendron. He is a disturbed person. He's already been involved with psychic evaluations. He's a psychopath. But he is a racist according to his own writings. All right? Now, 18-year-old living in a delusional state, it doesn't really matter, does it? He killed 10 people. So, what happens? Well, most of the victims are black, or were black, the ones that are dead, and 11 black, 2 white. So immediately, this crime becomes politicized. Everyone knows that. There's no two sides to that story. It was within minutes when the politicizing began. So what is the point? Good question. President Biden's administration is in desperate straits. It wants to label the Republican Party white supremacists. The whole party and anyone who may support it. White supremacists. Link it. Republicans, white supremacists. That's number one. You got to understand that. If that can get out, and the media certainly is happy to put it out, Republicans, white supremacists, then African Americans may be galvanized to support the Democrats in November and onward. Because right now, African American support is wavering because of the terrible economic situation. Secondly, independent voters not aligned with either party, if they feel the Republicans are white supremacists, are more likely to go to the Democratic side. All right? So you see the overall picture. Now, this will never be admitted to. They're never going to say that. They're basically saying that the big problem in America is white supremacy. That's what Joe Biden says. He probably believes it. So it's not the border, inflation, Putin. No. White supremacy, biggest problem. And here's an 18-year-old guy who proves Biden's point. So the president goes to Buffalo, as he should have. And I hope he brought comfort to the families of the victims. I sincerely hope he did. And here's what Mr. Biden said. Go.
The hate that through the media and politics, the internet, has radicalized, angry, alienated, lost, and isolated individuals into falsely believing that they will be replaced, that's the word, replaced, by the other, by people who don't look like them. White supremacy is a poison. It's a poison running through, it really is, running through our body politic. And it's been allowed to fester and grow right in front of our eyes. No more. I mean, no more. We need to say as clearly and forcefully as we can that the ideology of white supremacy has no place in America. None.
Good. White supremacy has no place in America. Okay. I'm with that. I think you are with that. If you aren't, don't watch me. Because I condemn the neo-Nazis, and I assume the FBI has a pretty good beat on them. But individual loons like this kid, it's impossible. Nobody can keep track of that. No one. It's an individual doing it. But this was interesting. So he says it's growing right before our eyes, white supremacy, and it is running through our body politic. I don't see that. If you do, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com. I don't know where it is in our body politic. I don't know. Now, Biden made a big deal out of Donald Trump's remarks at Charlottesville when he said there were good people on both sides. But as I wrote in the United States of Trump, I documented every single word. You can see it with your own eyes. Mr. Trump was referring to people who were objecting or supporting statues, Robert E. Lee specifically. There are good people on both sides of that argument. It didn't have anything to do with the neo-Nazis. Now, any fair-minded person would come to that conclusion if they wanted to know the truth. But again, Biden doesn't want to know the truth. He wants to gin up that we're a nation, half of us, who love white supremacy. We're in it. We're supporting it. Such a lie. Now, the ideology of replacement. So that is a far-left tenet, far-right tenet, excuse me. The ideology of replacement is a far-right tenet. If you go to the neo-Nazi websites, it's all over. That they want, the progressive left wants to bring in people of color to replace white people in America's census and voting rolls. Neo-Nazis are putting that out. But that's not what's in play here. What's in play is that Biden's lax border policies, number one, are killing hundreds of thousands of people through narcotics. And number two, the open border is designed to get as many migrants in here to harvest their votes down the road. That's a legitimate point of view. I believe that. There's no other explanation, none, for President Biden to support an open border and to let tons of narcotics come in, record-breaking amounts, and 2 million people come in unattended. There's no other explanation for it other than Democrats want this because it will increase their power in the voting precincts. And California is the best example of that. If you look at California in the age of Reagan and you look at it now, no, there's nothing. It's not the same state because of all the people who have come in and registered as Democrats. So remember what this is now. Legitimately, you can say, I believe that the lax border policy is political, designed to enhance votes for the Democratic Party. But if you say that, you're going to be accused of being a Nazi. That's what the left does. You disagree with the left, they're going to demonize you. That's what they do. The right does it too, and the reaction to Biden's white supremacy play off Buffalo was pretty intense. Roll the tape.
And the shooting is being investigated now as a hate crime. The new press secretary was asked why President Biden isn't visiting Buffalo or is visiting Buffalo tomorrow after he chose not to go to Waukesha, Wisconsin, if you remember, where 6 people were killed and over 60 injured during that Christmas parade drive-through.
In Buffalo, the victims are primarily of color, actually exclusively all of color. Guess where Joe Biden is going tomorrow? He didn't go to Waukesha. He's going to Buffalo, firing up Air Force One.
He should go to Buffalo to comfort the people. But he didn't go to the last 2 cities where there were mass shootings. Do you know why? Because those shooters were black people who killed white people. This is a white person who killed black people. So that fits his agenda. He wants to further divide this country.
Okay, so you can decide. I have my opinion on it. I know that Mr. Biden is using this terrible tragedy in Buffalo for political gain. And I think that's wrong. I just think it's wrong. I don't think that any politician or TV or radio pundit should do that. Now, one of the worst offenders in this group is the Boston Globe. Okay, so they have a headline by a columnist that says, Fox News, Rupert Murdoch, Tucker Carlson are all responsible for the Buffalo shooting. So they name Murdoch and Carlson and the news agency Fox. They're responsible for the deaths in Buffalo. This is what this insane columnist, Renee Graham, says. Put it up on the screen. Quote, Fox News should have changed years ago after Bill O'Reilly, Carlson's predecessor, spent years condemning, by name, Dr. George Tiller, a Kansas abortion provider. In the church where he served as an usher, Tiller was shot to death in 2009 by a man with extreme anti-abortion views. So Ms. Graham is blaming me for Tiller's murder, as she is blaming Carlson and Murdoch for the killings in Buffalo. Okay, now I'm going to refresh your memory. Who was Dr. Tiller? Well, he was the only late-term abortionist in the state of Kansas, and he killed, according to the New York Times, 2,800 unborn fetuses. 2,800. He charged $6,000 for each late-term abortion. You didn't have the money, you didn't get the operation. Okay? He was a heinous individual, and I objected to his late-term abortion mill. I am proud of that. I had nothing to do with the psychopath who gunned him down. Okay? I'm not supposed to report that Dr. George Tiller was executing babies at this astronomical rate in the state of Kansas and getting $6,000 for each execution. I'm not supposed to report that. And the kicker is that his assistant, Dr. Christian Newhouse, after Tiller was murdered, had her license yanked by the state of Kansas, who investigated finally and said, yeah, these abortions never should have taken place. And Newhouse can't practice medicine. So was any of that in Renee Graham's column? No. By the way, the guy who killed Tiller, Scott Roeder, is in prison for life. And he should be. Should be. You can't do that. Now, the Boston Globe calls Renee Graham, the reporter, and this is important. She is an associate editor for the Globe's op-ed page. If you can believe this, let me give you a little sample of Renee Graham. Go.
This is what the party stands for. Every single day, you turn on the TV and you see the GOP's children of the corn terrorizing anyone with a brain and a conscience who doesn't abide by every last morsel of their frightening ideology. And that's what they are. They're terrorists.
So the Republican Party, the whole party, and anyone who supports it are terrorists, according to this woman who is an associate editor at the Boston Globe. I mean, come on. She's not a journalist. She's an activist. This is absurd. Well, the good people in New England are taking their revenge on the Globe. Okay? Their circulation is down 60% in 5 years. All right? They lose $22 million a year. The newspaper loses. I mean, their circulation in 2016 was 136,000. It's now down to 69,000. I mean, it's like everybody knows except the far left loons what this propaganda sheet is. Yet they have the gall. And you say, well, why doesn't Murdoch and Carlson or me sue them? We can't, because the law gives that activist masquerading as a journalist the right to spout her opinion. And the whole law also gives me the right to tell you the truth. And it all goes back to Biden. That all of these people who you are seeing and hearing, they know Biden is on the ropes. He's almost done. He's not going to run again. Now they're trying to save the Democratic Party. And if you can link the Republican apparatus to white supremacy, they don't have anything else. That's it. That's all they have. It's so heinous. And the good people in Buffalo up there and the families, you guys should be, if that were my kids or somebody in my family got killed by that racist loon up there, and then I had a politician go in and try to exploit it, ooh, you wouldn't get by me on that one. If you are stuck in a timeshare and you haven't called Lone Star Transfer yet, what are you waiting for? Lone Star Transfer has helped more than 16,000 happy customers. They are family owned, have a 99% success rate. Their process is done legally, ethically, and quickly. I mean, does it get better than that? The team at Lone Star Transfer will keep you informed every step of the way until you are legally and permanently released from your timeshare. So don't pay another penny for a timeshare you don't use. Get peace of mind today with Lone Star Transfer. They guarantee the release of all liability to your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. Give Lone Star Transfer a call for a free no-obligation consultation. 855-551-7066, 855-551-7066, or online at lonestartransfer.com. All right, down in Florida, Governor DeSantis signed a new law that bans people from protesting outside the homes of other people. It takes place October 1st. Florida, you got to give them credit. Chicago, no credit there. No credit there. Okay. Mayor Lori Lightfoot, one of the worst mayors ever to serve in the history of the United States. All right, since she has been in office, May 2019, there have been 2,131 murders in the city of Chicago. So now Lori says, we're going to have a curfew. We're extending our curfew for teenagers, all right, 6 p.m. Thursday through Sunday. You can't go to Millennium Park, and you got to stay inside. I think it's from 10 p.m., all right, citywide, for the teens under 18. Well, she's doing that because there's so many of them are getting killed. That's why. Enter J.B. Pritzker, the worst governor in the United States of America. Here's what J.B. does. He signs into law HB 2985, the Murdered Children Funeral and Burial Assistance Act in Illinois, which gives families who lose children to violence $10,000 to bury the kids. Okay? Pritzker could move the National Guard into the Chicago areas where this murder is out of control. These are black areas, of course. Okay? Black on black crime. He could do that. He could have done it 5 years ago. No. Won't do it. That'd solve the problem. The National Guard in those neighborhoods. Won't do it. No. No way. Because that would implicate black on black crime. Won't do it. But he will pass the Murdered Children Funeral and Burial Assistance Act. So, hey, I don't care whether your kid gets killed, but if he or she does, here's 10 grand. You think I'm making this up? I'm not. $163 billion of federal pandemic aid has been lost in fraud. Taxpayer money. Hey, Joe Biden, good job watching that money. Okay? $163 billion, the Labor Department reports, has gone. It's gone. Fraud. Criminals bombarded states with applications filled in the names of deceased workers or people in prison. And the government sent them the money. Didn't check it. $163 billion. People are complaining about us sending $33 billion to Ukraine to fight Putin. $163 billion. Labor Department, Biden administration. Here. Go steal it. You think anybody will be prosecuted for this? Doubt it. McDonald's, talking about Putin, pulling out of Russia. Good. I might even, there's nothing really like a McDonald's, but if I'm starving, I might even go there. I'd never go there, even if I were starving. It's not good for you. But the CEO, Chris Kempinski, says he's closing down 850 stores, all of them, in Russia, and pulling out because of Putin. Good. Every American company should do that. Good. Starbucks, going to reimburse expenses for workers seeking abortions. So if a worker for Starbucks, gets pregnant, wants to have an abortion, Starbucks will pay for it. Okay, will Starbucks donate money to adoption services? No. At least I don't know about it. Hadn't been publicized. I don't think so. No. So no more Starbucks. I never went there anyway. I'm not a sucker. $6 for coffee. No. Okay? But now, like, McDonald's I'll go to if I'm starving, but I won't go to Starbucks no matter what. Okay. Why don't you have a little cup, Starbucks, with a baby and a little line through it? Little coffee cup. Little baby on the cup, line through it. That's what you should do. Starbucks. Majority of Americans want corporations to stop meddling in politics. Trafalgar poll, evenly divided, Democrat 39, Republican 36, Independent 25. Question was, how likely are you to stop using a product or service of a company that openly advocates for a political agenda you disagree with? Total likely, 87%. Hello, Disney. Not likely, 13. Good. Looks like Elon Musk's going to back out of Twitter. To me, now he's kind of backing away. So some people say he wants to get a better deal. I don't know. But, Musk got a lot of publicity, and he kind of backing away. We'll watch it. If you own a home or property, here are 2 reasons you never want to become the victim of home title fraud. Reason 1, when a cyber criminal worms his way onto your home's title, he'll take out loan after loan using your home's equity. Then he'll vanish, leaving you to prove you didn't commit the fraud. Reason 2, you could be a victim of home title fraud and not know it for months. No agency notifies you or asks if you sold your home or added someone to the title. You'll find out when the collection calls start coming for loans you never took out. Nobody knows about how to help stop this crime more than Home Title Lock, America's trusted leader. I urge you to go to HometitleLock.com, read the testimonials from retired FBI agents and others, then register your home address to see if you are already a victim. And when you protect your home, tell them Bill sent you for 30 free days of protection. So please go to HometitleLock.com, HometitleLock.com. All right, final thought of the day. Today is 2 weeks since Killing the Killers was released into the marketplace. Here are the facts. Will debut #1 this coming Sunday on the New York Times bestseller list. 150,000 copies of Killing the Killers sold in 2 weeks. Thank you all very, very much for that. That's an astronomical figure. 150,000 2 weeks, okay? Now, if you go to Amazon, of course, they sell Killing the Killers. They have reviews from the folks, and you can post it there. Now, only read the verified sale, because the other people who come in just hate me. But if it says verified sale, then you read the reviews, is what I do, for any book, not just Killing the Killers. 90% of the reviews about Killing the Killer are thumbs up, good. That's a really high number, really high. So I write my books because I want you to enjoy them and learn from it and not be able to put the book down. So I think I've accomplished it again with Killing the Killers. 11th killing book, okay? I've had 18 #1 bestsellers. I don't think any other human being in the nonfiction realm has ever done that. If you know of one, please tell me. Nonfiction now. I'm not carrying Harry Potter and all that. And 19 million of my books in print. Almost all of them are still in print. I just got a big check yesterday about Killing Lincoln, Killing Kennedy, and all those. They're still selling. Because once people read one killing book, then they want to read another and another. That's a good thing. But anyway, I want to really thank everybody who's supporting Killing the Killers. If you have not done it yet, you will like the book. Dad and Granddad will love the book, and I hope you consider it. I want to explain something that I don't know if you have heard. So this television broadcast is now a radio broadcast as well. So on WABC in New York, they run the No Spin News at 9 o'clock on AM radio, and the ratings are astronomical. So if you're not home, okay, and you're distracted for some reason, you're in the car, boom, you put on the No Spin News from 9 to 10. Well, now 80 other radio stations, because of the rating success on WABC, are doing the same thing across the country. So this is a good thing. Now, it's better for some people to watch it, to see it, because we have graphics and stuff on the screen and all of that. But the radio people are able to absorb that information as well. And because I get letters from both camps. I get TV letters, I get radio letters. And again, it's Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. And I'm really pleased because this is a huge expansion of the franchise. So number one, we want everybody to be BillO'Reilly.com premium and concierge members because you get the message of the day. Actually, everybody gets that. You don't have to be a member to get it. You get the columns on Sunday. You get everything. And we have the radio broadcasts with Sean Hannity and Glenn Beck and Bernie and Sid on WABC and Mark Simone. They're all posted. There's a lot of stuff there. And it's good educational stuff. And it's entertaining. But if you're in the car and you're in New York City, and that's the biggest market in the country, you can hear us 9 to 10. And across the country, what did I say, 60, 70? I haven't got the full count because they're still coming in. So that's happening if you are confused. I'm not. I know we have a great product, and I thank you very much for watching it and listening to it, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Inflation now at its highest level in 40 years. Interest rates skyrocketing. A recession may loom. Our retirement accounts are in real danger. If you want to protect your future, do what I did. Call the only precious metal dealer I trust, American Hartford Gold. They can show you how to protect your savings and retirement accounts by diversifying your portfolio with physical gold and silver. All it takes to get started is a short phone call, and they will have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your IRA or 401k. They are the highest rated firm in the country, A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and thousands of satisfied clients. Plus, tell them O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $2,500 of free silver on your first order. So don't wait, please call now, 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD or text GOLD to 65532.
Bill O'Reilly is back on TV and only on The First. No Spin News, every weeknight at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on The First.